team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam show for Saturday, November the 9th. Where to start, where to begin, where to end. This show might not end today, but we're going to try to make it as clean and concise as possible with today's monster card. You can take a look at some of the odds behind me as we cruise on throughout the next 2+ hours or so. We're going to try to do a hard stop before 11:30 Eastern, get you ready for the action here today off of yesterday's fun time as well. But man, we've got so much action today, especially here with college football today. A nice, concise card here. We'll preview many of the games, and with NBA, we'll take a look at all 4 games. NHL, I think we've got maybe 8 or 9 of the games today on the card, maybe 7 of them or so, but we're not going to look at all of them, maybe just the best matchups today in the NHL. College basketball is going to be mostly about the steam. Again, our whole show might end up being all about the steam after what we saw yesterday. It was a busy card. Look at what we were overwhelmed with yesterday in today's college basketball card. Get ready. Subscribers here will have plays hopefully all day here. And also UFC action tonight here on Sports Money Network. And of course, from Las Vegas here at the Apex, it's UFC 100. Here comes a steam play right now. Let's just keep throwing these out as we go along. This is going to happen time and time again right now. And hey, look, you want my plays? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. These moves are important. University of San Francisco right now taking steam against Boise State. It's the last game on the college basketball card. 667, 668 USF was plus 2.5. They're going to be 2 or maybe 1.5 here. We're seeing steam right now with USF over Boise State, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. Also, moments ago, steam came in. You heard it. Our first move was Florida International and Southern Utah. Steam came in here on over 155.5. Now it's 156 or higher. As we get rolling with the show, that steam was on Florida International and Southern Utah. I've only lined up about 5 games of college preview, if that. Maybe we'll give a pick or 2, but again, I think it's mostly going to be about the line moves. Going to give you the opportunity to get out in front of the if you even rolled with the steam a little bit. Hey, it wasn't perfect last night, but again, you're always going to get out in front of the line, I think, here when you kind of follow it, or at least see what it is after it moves, see what side you're on or whatever. And that's why it's the morning steam here today. All right. Hope you guys had a great day of action. We saw last night, of course. I think maybe our featured attractions here yesterday was college football yesterday with the action here. We had some winners here on the show, including the Rice Owls. They ended up squeezing in there, I think, for the money. I think Mikey had them as well. We also had UCLA getting the money there as a dog yesterday on the show. Steam right now coming in, college basketball, game number 629, 630. UT Arlington was +1. They're going to be a pick 'em here. They might even move to a favorite right now. UT Arlington just took steam against Louisiana Tech. All right, we won't have much of a preview here. We're going to get right into the action today with so many games to preview. Like I said, we won't have them all here in college football, but we'll have all the best games here yesterday. Quick recap. We'll just do a quick recap. Yesterday in NBA action, we had some premium pick winners here, including the Orlando Magic yesterday, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah, we had the Cavs as our premium pick. We also had the over here on the show. Also, we had the Phoenix Suns here on the show yesterday. We gave out the Brooklyn Nets yesterday here on the show. I had the Oklahoma City Thunder fam. You guys were on the Rockets, and I will say it looked like the best. I'll say it. It looked like the best bettors were on the Rockets, and I had the Thunder, so maybe I got one over on the chat all-stars for once. They always get me. Memphis and Washington, we had the show winner yesterday on the over. We also have the Denver Nuggets here as our pick on the show. We had Portland and Minnesota game total over as our premium pick selection. We also had the Clippers and the Kings game total under as our premium pick selection. And the late game, we had the Lakers over the Sixers here on the show yesterday. So there was some pretty exciting action we talked about. The Suns, of course, as I mentioned, we did have them plus the points. They had that Nurkic making those free throws with under a second left, I guess, last night. Pistons over the Hawks. Flopped on that one, but Cunningham, man, he just continues to rock. Celtics and the Nets, I mentioned we had in that game, the Brooklyn Nets getting the points in that game, went overtime and still only finished 108-104 yesterday. Warriors in that game, they had a 41-point deficit against the Cavaliers at halftime in that one. So interesting day yesterday in the NBA. Also here, NHL action was a flop last night. I don't even know if I want to cover it here yesterday, but we will get back at it here with a few picks for sure. Had a hard time finding any winners, it felt like yesterday. We did give out the Minnesota Wild here on the show as a premium pick winner. At least somebody drubbed somebody there. Minnesota puck line over Anaheim here last night. College basketball was a pretty fun night as well, and see how you guys did in college hoops yesterday. Man, how about Kansas coming back there against North Carolina? Kansas had the big lead. They led at 15 at halftime. North Carolina came all the way back with basically living at the free throw line on the road at Allen Fieldhouse. 28 of 31. Kansas just 12 of 17. Kansas only 4 turnovers in the game. Still, they had to come all the way back. Now, the biggest story in college basketball was the Auburn Tigers. Maybe everybody's heard about it by now, but Auburn, kind of took off for their game tonight. They're playing Houston tonight at the Toyota Center. Well, they got into a little bit of a kerfuffle on the flight over there. The couple players, the brothers, have gotten into a little fight, and I think the pilot basically had enough, turned the plane around, and they had to go back to Alabama and catch a later flight. That could affect them here today, I would think. Here basically wiping out, at least I would imagine. They were up in the air, they said, for maybe an hour or more, have to go back, get it all together, and they were expected to fly last night. It was so busy, I don't even know if they ended up taking off late last night or if it's this morning or whatever, but basically taking probably 5-6 hours out of your schedule. Everything's all organized, right? You got to catch another flight to Houston because the team, this is supposed to be, number 1 and number 2 in the KenPom rankings. I got some questions certainly about the Auburn Tigers here this season and maybe Houston. But nonetheless, this is one of the biggest games of the early season, and Auburn, they've got some issues, it sounds like. So how are you going to win a national championship if you can't even agree on a plane flight here, guys? Grown boys getting in a fight on an airplane. You're supposed to act like men and a team. So that's a bad look here. All right. Hey, college football steam right now. Most of the steam's taken place already, it seems like this week, but I've got a game moving here right now. And it's at the top of the list here pretty much with Georgia Tech against Miami of Florida. They're taking steam right now. Georgia Tech they were getting as many as 14.5 points in the look-ahead lines this week. This one is now starting to reach single digits here. Miami was a 14.5, 12.5 mostly on the openers, 11.5, then 10. Now it looks like we're going to be dealing with single digits here with Miami of Florida and Georgia Tech here this afternoon. And the way I'm seeing that one, we'll preview it here a little bit in just a few minutes. All right, more college football steam coming in also right now with game number 163, 164. This game doesn't have a preview, so at least let me tell you about this steam rolling in right now on Temple. Tulane was a 27-point favorite. This one could be headed south of 26. It could be 25.5 right now. Temple taking steam here against Tulane on the Morning Steam Show. So, all right, who wants to fight here today? Let's get into some of the action here. I think we've covered everything that we needed to talk about with yesterday. Butler lost to Austin Peay. I think that was one of the big ones there yesterday. Also, shout out in the chat. Please state who said I picked Boston College on the show, I think, yesterday against VCU. I mean, VCU is a very experienced team. They start 5 seniors. They held BC to 30% shooting, and they clobbered them. And someone in the chat yesterday, my bad, not knowing who said it, they said VCU is going to crush BC, and that's all I could think about watching that game for the short time that I did, because VCU rocked in that one. So, all right, Charleston also, watch out for Charleston this year again this season, man. I'm willing to take a little shot with them, maybe to win it all, but not to win it all, but just to find a huge price, and maybe if they can get into the Sweet 16, I think they might be able to. They got Berzovich yesterday, kind of racked it up. They've already scored 90 and 86 points in their 2 games so far this season. Also, Furman upset Belmont yesterday. I don't know if you call it an upset right now, looking at it. So, okay, don't know what else here that we might have for today. Let me know. Go ahead and make any picks that you want on the show. I'm going to say hello and get started with this show. Nuke, thank you. Look, it's getting cold in Canada here, or on the shores there. Nuke, thank you for sliding in here today. Joe is here today, and the truth teller is here. He's the host. He's the truth teller, and I'm the truth seller. A little bit of breaking news here. We have 2 pieces of breaking news here. One is kind of older, but this two notes coming in here today right now. Let's see what I got here. Actually, can't really hold the show up here too much, it feels like. But one of the pieces of news here. Rutgers running back Monangay, he is going to be out against Minnesota here today. He's had some trouble staying in the lineup here a little bit, it seems like, but he's going to be missing the game today. And also, the other news today involved the big game with Army and North Texas. I saw Joe T in the chat, and I think he's got this one as an F, as the F you're under over the day, and it's going to be good news for Joe as Bryson Daly was upgraded to probable. He missed the game last week against Air Force, but Bryson Daly here is upgraded to probable against North Texas today. Chandler Morris also will play for North Texas, their quarterback as well. And let's see who else. Hey, Thomas Lewis is here, my right-hand man. Like it, share it, smash it, and subscribe to the Sports Money Network. We do have companion coverage today of UFC here from Las Vegas. It's a little bit of an early start here in Vegas today. We've already seen 3 cancellations. I sent out my card, or I prepared my card last night, sent it out a little while ago. Through all the hubbub, I didn't even see that the fight between Sopaj and Turkios had been canceled, so I sent out my card with that. But that's the 3rd fight already that's been canceled here for today, but we're still going to go forward with it, including the main event. $7 favorite in the main event with Carlos Prates and Neil Magny. But I've sent out my full card, and you can pick it up over at winnable.com. And I'll show that to you in just a moment. Nuke is here. He was going to take over the show. I think Nuke and Truth Teller were going to host the morning steam. I could just have the morning off and watch you guys. Curtis, thank you. Hello to Lando and Jermaine as well. And let's see who else we got. Thank you too. Truth Teller. Hey, I was on that last night. We took Dartmouth here yesterday on the show. And we had it. Wine time. Hello. He said Wilson blew off the doors. Did anybody see? Anybody watch? I don't know. I did a show last night. We had a great time. Not to say it here too much, but I covered the high school ball with Dave in my area, as everyone maybe knows when Dave's here in the chat with me. And we had a great time last night. Had 3 guests on our show, including a couple of them riding the bus home. After a victory, we interviewed some of the winning players riding the school bus home after a win. It's really a cool concept. I'll take credit for it a little bit. And I had a good night last night with my teams. Went 5-1 in high school ball. Hey, you said it was going to be a big day. Wine time. I'm glad you enjoyed the high school football. I enjoy it so much. Terrell, right? Look what we said about the field conditions there. All the high school games I watched on those artificial turf fields, they seem like they've got better turf. Bobby Mack, hello. And let's see here what else we got. Nunya here as well. Hi, Nunya. M looks here. Good morning. And let's see what else we got here. Man, I think that's it. You guys are having, thank you, Thomas. Sports money is money. So let me add it again. Companion coverage today of the UFC card with the gang. Make sure you go ahead and check out First Strike before with the 4 previews from the guys, from Jeff, from Sub, from Mikey, from Fanatical Jim. They've got their plays today for the card. It starts here at 4:05 Eastern, 1:05 Pacific, I believe, for that first fight. We've lost a couple of fights. I'm pretty sure they got to stay to a hard time here we're going to have today, though, because of that. They did replace one of the fights, I think, but I don't know if they have an opponent for a couple of them. We are down to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights. Is that right? Here right now. So we'll see. But that sounds like we're going to have some time in between some fights here today, unfortunately. But check out the companion coverage. I'll have plenty of time to break these down. It feels like, hopefully, you can go to the guys and get the information you need here today. I'll be checking it out as well, along with all the coverage. Hey, if you are a subscriber, stay tuned, man. We're going to be firing today in college basketball for sure. And all right, let's see here. Kurt Gray here today. He's got over in the Georgia game. Again, you can put your plays for any game at any time. I don't know where we're going with these nukes. Are there spreads only for the biggest game spread? Nuke, can we get the spreads for any high school games? But one thing that I always do with my teams, I always preview the games a couple days before. I go make a show just like this with Dave. We make a prediction on every game, and a lot of times you will hear the kids say, oh, we were underdogs in this game, because we've set the line in a way. All right, here comes some more steam. I can't ignore the theme of the show here. Thank you everybody for coming in here. North Dakota. We're going to do a lot of this all show long. I want to say hello to Elliot Jameson as well, and Doge here today. Real Madrid here. They're fighting those injuries here a little bit, I believe. Fernando, thank you. 3 games in Major League Soccer also today. I'm waiting for Goal Rush to come on right now. I don't know if I'll make it to there. I don't have a soccer card today, I don't think, with this massive action from our domestic sports here, but action underway right now in Serie A with Parma and Venezia tied at 1. We've got 5-6 games in the EPL. There's action in Mexico tonight as well, and Bundesliga just set to go here right now in just a few moments with action here. All right, and thanks Truth Teller. He's got an over here in this one. I think that one might have made the previews here. It feels like I've got about maybe 40% of the games we'll preview today because of the massive card. All right. College football steam play coming in right now in a pretty high profile game anyway. It's a pretty big spread, but steam coming in right now on the under in Maryland and Oregon. Is that right? All right, well, that's the way it's coming in, but I will tell you this, man, I got some of the hottest handicappers I know on the other side here in this one, and I don't want to give away the fort here, but I was thinking the other way. The steam came in the under here, Maryland and Oregon. It opened as high as 59.5, and maybe there's going to be some value here. I see this one going down right now, 58, 57.5. Could it get to 57 here with Maryland and Oregon today? Tell you what, that one's making probably the card here, it feels like, in this one. All right. Also, just moments ago, more steam came rolling in here right now, and it was on a basketball game. 6:37, 6:38 here with North Dakota and UTSA. This one is seeing action here right now to the over. It opened maybe 155 or was 155, probably going up to 156 or higher here right now. All right. And okay, let's move on. I think we're ready. We just got to start this show, just start throwing out what we know. Wrexham just won, Team USA, if you will. Let's go with the show, guys, and get started here right now with our previews. I don't even know if I'm set up for them. We might have, a few moments of me trying to find my place a little bit. All right, get started here right now with top of the board here, early in the top of the card with Florida taking on Texas here in this one. You got Texas, a 22-point favorite here against the Gators here in this one on Saturday. Let's take a look at these matchups here right now with these two teams. Let me steam play. Oh, hold on. Here's a little college basketball steam right now with Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac has taken some steam here at plus 22.5. It was 23. It's definitely going to be 22 or lower here right now. Quinnipiac against St. John's here. Can you take the big Q here in this one? All right, ready to go. Am I ready to go here right now with the matchup here with Florida at Texas here in this one? Uh, let's see here. I want to make sure I got all the games right, gang. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Handicappers I'm following, mostly we're on Texas here by about a 70% margin, and they pretty much like the uh, under here in this one. You have right now in this matchup for Florida coming in, they are currently at 4-4 straight up and 5-2-1 against the spread, getting a big bushel full here, it feels like right now. But I don't know if this is the right matchup for them with Texas coming in, the number 5 ranked team in the country, currently averaging 37.5 points per game and allowing just 11.5 points per game. Texas is 7-1 straight up, 5-3 currently against the spread. Big number here. I got a premium on the total here in this one, but on the side, I'm gonna lay it with Texas here, minus 22 against Florida. The spread feels like a little bit high, but I think it's better of a chance of Texas getting a 3-touchdown win or more than maybe Florida keeping it with a couple of touchdowns, is what it feels like to me. So I'm going to end up here on the Longhorns here in this one. Let me make that my pick, and then we'll get you some more steam right now. It's going to be a lot of college basketball steam, and if anything, this is how we're going to handle our basketball coverage today. We're not going to, cover 50 games, obviously, in 2 hours. So Auburn taking the steam right now against Houston, right? That was so interesting. The game that we just mentioned where they had that delay here, it caused Houston to go up from as low as a 3-point favorite up to 6, but we're seeing it right now come back down to 5. Auburn is taking the steam. The Sharps, they don't follow the news. They're just playing their numbers. They probably don't know what went on last night. Maybe this is a rallying thing for Auburn here today to get through this and have a good game. All right, let's see what we got here. Truth Teller talking about the NFL says the favorites should win easily. Remember, last week favorites went 14-1 straight up in the NFL last week. Truth Teller here. Are you not going to be able to come by tomorrow, Truth Teller? All right. Let's see here. Michelangelo. There he is. I can remember some things here. He's got Miami, though. Too many points, he says. Good morning to Justin. Top of the morning. Sports money is money. Justin, I want you to start saying that in our chat, too. So I remember to say it. Such a great phrase. I know it's kind of, kind of a widely used expression a little bit, whatever is money or is whatever. But Justin coined it, man, and that's the slogan of the channel. Who said so? I said so, Mikey. Sports money is money. Nunya, hello as well. And a few others here, maybe. Terrell says he'll take Texas in that game here. And Texas, then they have issues and they have quarterback, right? We're trying to figure out what's exactly going on. Nukes, they were 14-1 straight up, one of the favorites last week. But still, that is impressive, right? No doubt about it. And Justin's going to start doing it. He's going to start typing that in. All right. And I think, and Truth Teller says, don't forget, we got that game from Germany tomorrow. And we'll be on the air making a little picky pick early on. So make sure you're here with me in exactly 24 hours from now. All right. Let's continue. Let me get some more steam to you here. College basketball, 6-11, 6-12 with Minnesota. They were laying 20 against Omaha today, and it's probably up to 21 right now. Steam on the Golden Gophers. Also, UNLV taking some steam against Memphis here. Memphis was a 2-point favorite, but the Rebels are taking steam. It's probably down to one, maybe even a pick 'em here right now. Dayton just took steam right now against Northwestern here today. That's actually one of the games that I've queued up for us here. Look, the games weren't, it's college basketball. It's the first week. They're not all great matchups. I had Northwestern and Dayton as one of the games we were going to preview. Not only did we see steam on Dayton already, but we also saw steam come in on the under before the show here at 138. It's now down to 137 or lower in that Dayton and Northwestern game. All right, we'll continue on here with our football package. And, well, we just talked about the steam that came in on Georgia Tech here. Some of the best handicappers I've seen are on Georgia Tech this game now. Look at this. I mean, this thing's moved here, as we said, from as high as 14. We've skipped a few games, fam. If you're following along, games like you've pretty much got to have both teams with likely bowl eligible or maybe over 10 wins combined. A game like West Virginia and Cincy here, kind of missed the cut. So we do have a package out there on some of these games here. That was one of the ones that was kind of borderline, actually, that West Virginia Cincinnati game today. So if I can right now, I just want to tell you the steam came in on the under. And even though I didn't make a graphic, I'm taking the under in West Virginia and Cincinnati. I bet it. I bet Cincinnati in the under in the West Virginia Cincinnati game. Sorry about that, fam. I don't have a banner for that, a graphic for it. But now that I look at it, on this early card, I don't have that many previewed of the first group of 8 or 9 games here in the early slate. So, all right, in this one, Miami of Florida and Georgia Tech, I am going under here in this one with the undefeated Hurricanes now a 9.5-point favorite. There's obviously been all kinds of action here this week on Georgia Tech here. Some very sharp handicappers are on it. I'm probably leaning Georgia Tech too. Its value feels like it's out the window, however, right now. But I'll take the under as my official play here on the show. All right, let's see what we got here. And let's see here. A good morning to Joe Alvarado here as well. And let's see here. I think Truth is talking about Miami's record. Is it Miami's record? Oh, he's talking about Panthers' first half over there, 9-0 this season. Thanks, Truth Teller. Good contributions here today. Also, Nuke says he's got Syracuse in that game against Boston College here. And I think I've got that one lined up for us to talk about. Let me take a look here. Michelangelo says, give me Miami at that discount. At that discount for sure. All right, let's do it. And Nuke just mentioned it, so let's do it this way. Oh, let me see a few more here with the Miami game. Terrell says Miami can still blow this team out. Look, Georgia Tech's been real sharp. I sent out the handicapper consensus report today where I go around the internet and get all the best handicappers together. It takes me a couple of hours to do it. And I put it in my package over there at winnable.com. Hey, Ramon, what are you doing? He forgot. Where is, what? If that MMA guy didn't show up today, we didn't have the commercial. But you could pick up the right now over at winnable.com. I have the selections from, 300 picks. If you want 300 picks, it doesn't tell you who. I'm not going to call any handicapper out and tell you who they're on. But I've tabulated the numbers. In this game, for example, Miami of Florida and Georgia Tech, I found 25 handicappers on Georgia Tech, and I found 12 handicappers on Miami. So it's a big handicappers pick here with Georgia Tech. But if you go over to winnable.com, subscribe for today for $3.75, here. I think it probably should be more, but I had a bad night, so I just left the price at $3.75. Pick up not only my plays from today in all major sports, but also the consensus report with all those picks. Click the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen to get the consensus report here. We upload it sometimes on our community tab as well, but you can get it for sure in a clean, concise format over at winnable.com. And hey, if you get my package today at $3.75, you're going to get about 50 plays. So just know, it might not. Yeah, it might be 50 with all these sports today. Again, I'm a high volume handicapper, even amounts of dollars a lot of times. I don't play one or two games. If I could, I wouldn't be here. I think playing the landscape is the way to go. Micro betting almost compared to those big unit sizes. So you'll just have my plays in your pocket when you subscribe over at Winnable, and you'll get that consensus report today as well. Thanks for that. All right, I blew it. I blew the commercial there. All right, but thanks. Okay, let's go. So as we said, Nuke had his pick in there, so maybe we can take a look at that. That was my next game up here, right? Oh, we've got a few more here. Justin said he likes the over in the Miami game. Oh boy, I went under. All right, maybe I'm trusting that defense a little bit. And there's Nuke. He had some stats on this game. So let me bring it up right now with Syracuse taking on Boston College here in this one. And this one, you see the total here has kind of gone down to 52. This one opened Boston College, opened about a pick, and it's been steadily moving to Boston College here in this one. And, well, like I said, he got Nuke there saying he's got Syracuse over Boston College. The widely reported steam came in on Syracuse here in this one. Nuke is on him. I'm on Boston College. Oh no, I'm against Nuke here in this one. I didn't know Nuke was going to have such a great handicap and research here. Sub is here today. Hi, Sub. Make sure you catch the guys, as I said, on the show here today. I'll be hanging out in the chat with them as well. Michael Angelo says he'll be on Syracuse with the guys. So handicappers that I follow, like Boston College, by a 10-3 ratio, I'll take Boston College, but it looks like we got plenty of support here for the orange today in this one. Truth, right? Truth? Usually not here in our chat, but maybe there's so many games today. And probably should pivot. I probably should pivot with Nuke here, but I'm committed. Oh, no. All right. Let's keep it going here right now. I just mentioned the Minnesota and Rutgers game. We're skipping Purdue and Ohio State fam in this one. I'll just add it. Maybe I do like Ohio State to blow out Purdue here, but it just got so high here right now. It feels like right now Ohio State up to 37.5 or so. They probably should get that money. I'll give them out as a play right now. I've got a premium on the total in that game, so check me out over there at Winnable, but I'll give out Ohio State in that game still. Okay, here we go, though, with a better matchup between Rutgers hosting Minnesota here in this one. Let me get a couple of steam plays to you here right now, just going off. One in hockey here with Ottawa and Boston here. Game total going under here, Ottawa and Boston. This one didn't make our preview, so I will add this one in right now. A couple others that didn't. Let me throw out all the hockey steam right now, if I may. So far, Philadelphia and Florida, game total under 6. They moved on the under when the Flyers and the Panthers. They also moved on the under in this game. Senators and Bruins just moments ago. Other steam came in on the Islanders today against the Devils as a dog. I'm going to be on the Islanders if and when we get to that point here on the show. And also Edmonton and Vancouver. Game total under 6.5. It's going to be heading to 6, it looks like, with Edmonton and Vancouver tonight. And I'm also on the under in that game. So I won't be getting the best of it, but I'm going to be behind that steam here in that game. All right, Southern Utah right now also in college basketball, game number 655, 656. The steam has come in here on Southern Utah. It also came in on the over at 156, and it's going higher. So we're going to see Southern Utah moving from probably a 6 to a 7-point favorite in that total. Florida International and Southern Utah also going higher on some widely reported steam. More college basketball steam came in on Utah Tech at home against New Mexico State. New Mexico State was a 5-point favorite, but they're down to 4. They're probably down to 3.5 or 3 here. Utah Tech taking some serious play here right now on the Morning Steam Show. All right. Got lots of comments here building up in the chat. Let's see what you guys are up to here. I want to get to some of the action with you guys. All right, and let's see what's going on with, all right. Thomas, you use that data. I mean, that is important data, and I don't mind if you share some of the picks that are listed in there. So please let me know. But certainly we're looking for our consensus as well. Yep. Here, Michelangelo was on Rutgers here. Look at what Super True Story said. That Army total is going up here in this one. Sub says he's got some soccer. Thanks, Sub. I won't have any soccer picks here. Maybe I can get to the Major League Soccer card. They run the games consecutively starting at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific today in MLS. That's the league that I focus in on. So Subhuman, though, talking about the Brentford game here against Bournemouth. Man, the game was, practically a toss-up here right now with these two, right? Brentford was a favorite, but now it's kind of moved to almost a pick-em here right now. Brentford just the slightest of favorites. He's got Brentford to score in the first half and Brentford draw no bet. Thank you, Sub, for that. Also, Fulham draw no bet. They're the favorite today against Crystal Palace. These games are just about set to go. Just 8 minutes away. I've got the goal rush on right now, so I can see all those goals here. Good morning to Markel today. Keep it going right now with the college football action. And next up, what do I got? I've got the game between. Let's see here. Did we do Minnesota and Rutgers here, gang? Let me know where we're at. Here we go. Minnesota, a 6-point favorite, maybe even 6.5 here right now against Rutgers. Game number 179 and 180 here in this one. Look, maybe for good reason, right? Minnesota opened as low as a 4.5-point favorite, but have been taking the action steadily here, it feels like, this week, up to 6.5. This total has definitely been on the move lower here right now. Was as high as 47 or so. And man, it's getting, I just need a quick timeout. I'm getting a little warm with this jacket on here in Vegas. I turned on the heat. It was a little cold. I'm getting hot, baby. Hold on a second. All right, getting a little hot. Getting hot in here. All right, Minnesota and Rutgers here right now. With these are the noontime starts here. The last of the noontime starts, I think, that I'm covering here. Pardon me. In this one with Rutgers and Minnesota, I've got a hard under here in this one. Like I said, this one was 47 all the way down to 44.5. This one needs updating. All right, I gotcha. 44.5. Well, I'm going to have to take it here, it feels like, on the show right now with that serious move to the under today in this one with Minnesota and Rutgers. My pick for the show is going to be on the under here today. All right. And let's see what we got. Jermaine going under with me. Thomas went with Boston College back there. Cheshire, how have you been? So nice to see you and have you here. Really appreciate it. I want to say hello also to Dylan White joining us here in the chat. Member of the Chat All-Stars here today. Thank you. He says, do you think Indiana will cover? And do you like Georgia or Ole Miss? Well, of course, I got these two games previewed today. I'm going to ask Dylan to stick around for a little while to see what we've got here in that one. All right. Thank you, Dylan, though, for commenting in there. You give me your picks, though, right now. And if you don't want to stick around, that's fine. We're going to get to those games relatively quick with the college, Georgia, Mississippi. Those games are in the next 4 games here. So just stick around, my friend, and thank you for chiming in. Duke and NC State here in this one as we kind of skipped all the way here now to the afternoon action in this one with Duke and NC State. Duke comes in 6-3. NC State coming in here with a 5-4 record here in this one. Here we go. For the Blue Devils here, they are 5-3-1 against the spread, 4-5 to the under so far this season. For NC State, they're 5-4, just 2-7 right now against the spread for NC State. NC State's gone over in 6 of their 9 games so far here this season. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here in this one, but I'm showing expert handicappers kind of leaning towards the over here in this one with Duke and NC State. I'm going to give you a pick here in just a moment, but let me get this to you. Steam action in college basketball. Kennesaw and Cal Baptist. Steam right this moment coming in on the under here. It was 155.5, but this one's going to go probably to 154, maybe lower. Kennesaw, Cal Baptist game going under right now here on the morning steam. All right, Duke and NC State here. We're going to get to the pick here. I'm showing this one handicappers were relatively split on the side, but like I said, they were kind of fading that total. It felt like I got expert handicappers here running at about a 2-to-1 ratio here, 67% of the cappers favoring the over in this one, kind of going against that move here right now. The total has currently, though, at 51.5, 52. So even though that steam came under, man, the number's still gone pretty high here in this one. Maybe expecting more points than I do. I've got the under. I'm going to roll with that steam here. And now that it's 51.5, 52, my number is a little bit lower. My computer rating has it lower. Give me the under here, Duke and NC State. All right. Got maybe some comments here from you guys in this one right now with, let's see. Robert did like the over here in this one, kind of going against me there. Thank you, Bobby. And
steam playing.
Also, here's Michelangelo. He likes NC State in this one, laying those points. And look, it was a little higher, I think, than that. So good value, decent value here. Jermaine, thank you for this one. UAB and UConn game to go under here. The widely reported steam on that game came in on Connecticut that I saw. Handicappers are kind of preferring the over, but look, if you guys want to subscribe to my picks at Winnable, you're going to see this exact thing right you're seeing on the screen right here with this game. So, Jermaine, thanks a lot, my friend. All right, Nasty Nate, hello. Thank you for handling the wrench in the chat. Keep it moving here with that requested game from our new friend here, and we'll talk Georgia taking on Mississippi in just a moment. And first, we got more college basketball steam right now with Youngstown State and Chicago State. Game total to go over. This is on the extra board here today. There's still about 20 games or more on the extra board today. So this is the last one on the board. Youngstown State and Chicago State. This one was as low as 147, and it is all the way up here to 151 or higher. Big move, Youngstown State, and well, I'd say lowly Chicago State, but you know what? Maybe they could be just. I don't know. I don't know. You know, Chicago State, everybody's favorite traveling circus, but I guess they're at home for this one. They won't be at home for long. All right, keep it going here with the big game. Georgia and Ole Miss in this one. The widely reported steam obviously has come in on Ole Miss here in this one. I'm showing handicappers pretty much favoring Ole Miss here. I found 26 of my favorite handicappers here today on Ole Miss, and I found about 17 or so on Georgia. Both, split, got top guys on both sides here in this one, but I'm going under, fam, here. Look, maybe I wasn't quite sure of it. I'm probably leaning Ole Miss on that steam, take the points here a little bit, so I better at least say that here, but it's not my official play. My official play is going to be on the under here in the game with Georgia and Ole Miss at 54.5. It looks like right now it is going down here just a little bit, but no doubt Ole Miss here not getting the best of it if you take Ole Miss, but right now maybe that is the side that I prefer. Hey, we got a new commenter. I want to answer the question as best I can, even though it's not an official play. Dylan was nice enough to ask, who do I like? I'm gonna say Ole Miss, but my official play, if I can do that, I only give out 1 million plays, right? So I'm not going to include it as an official play. Let's just say I bet on Ole Miss, but I don't, kind of like they say, hey, do you bet all your plays on the shows? Yeah, I do. But I also bet a lot of plays that I don't give out on the. I'm opposite of everybody else. I think in that one. Hey, here's some steam right now. College football game coming in with Purdue and Ohio State. I just mentioned it moments ago, and I said I liked Ohio State to kind of blow them out. I got a premium on the total, and well, I don't think I said what I have on that premium, but I will tell you this. The steam is coming in on the over right now at 53.5 or so. It's going to go up to 54 for sure right now. Purdue and Ohio State taking steam here. At this moment, I'm showing right now the total up here to 54.5 here, climbing Purdue and Ohio State. You guys are doing great in the chat here. I appreciate everyone stopping in for this wild show here today. And let's see what else here in this one. That might be it from you guys on the chat. Hopefully you're just taking notes of us here. Chicago State all too well, right? When you're down there in the dreads of the 350s and 360s with Chicago State, right? We're probably doing a few. I love that. Truth teller, I love that. Thomas went under here in our game. I think we're talking about right now with Georgia and Mississippi. Robert here is going with the over in the Georgia-Mississippi game. Could you believe it that Robert and I are not clicking here maybe after last night? We're not clicking because I wasn't clicking that great, but hopefully we're clicking today. Thomas says he's right across the street from the Penguin games. All right. Nuke. Oh, Nuke. If anybody, I want to say this because if anybody, I make some appearances with Nuke on another channel across the street. And if you haven't seen Nuke work his magic on screen, we're going to make sure we let you know next time. Nuke might be there tomorrow night over across the street. Thank you for everything, Nuke. You're doing a great job with me here in the chat. All right. Get my pick out here. Here's an interesting game. This one's getting a lot of attention, obviously, from bettors and the public as well because of Army, right? We've already mentioned Army getting their quarterback here, but this is a tough game, man, here in this one. Could this be the one? North Texas got a pretty darn good team here, it seems like. Now, the steam came in on the under here, taking it down to 60. Well, it says 62 on screen. That is not the total. I'll tell you that right now. This thing has been much, much higher here. I don't know how I got that on screen here, and because I can only give it out here as the way I see it. In fact, one of you guys might have mentioned it here just moments ago with the game. You got Army here. This stale is so spread. This spread is so stale, you guys. Here, that was from earlier in the week, I think. So Army, a touchdown favorite here on the road against North Texas. It's making them, North Texas, look pretty attractive. I'm showing handicappers 17. I'm showing 17 maybe on North Texas, 7 on Army here. Some of the biggest names on North Texas here. The steam was on North Texas, believe it or not, even though the move has been to Army. Just giving out what the line service gave out. I've got the over in this one at a 66. I can't give this one out as a premium, but I think it may go over here with Army and North Texas. Could you imagine Army playing in these high-scoring games now? They're so good. All right, let's see here. Super True Story telling us there about the move. Yeah, I was just a little behind there. Jermaine saying it's 66. He's taking North Texas plus those points here. Super True Story did get that good number there. Robert McCormick says, I've been on Army all year here. Army QB is in, Jermaine. He's in, just announced here, probably overnight. It feels like I did squeeze in. I needed a little bit of a nap after yesterday's long marathon show. I usually go all night on Friday, but it felt like I took a nap from like midnight to 2 and then saw that news. So I don't know, but I have him in right now. The official status here as I bring it up, Bryson Daly is upgraded to probable in this game. Also, Chandler Morris, the North Texas star here. These guys, I mean, you got Chandler Morris has thrown for 2,800 yards this season. He's one of the best quarterbacks out there as well. Statistically, he is in as well. He was injured in the last game. All right. Here we go. All right, we'll keep it going, though. That's a big game. We got to get through all these games. And so here it is. When the next game was asked about, so we'll talk about it here right now. The great game, Michigan and Indiana. Everyone, I'm 55 years old. I was born in 1968, and that was the last time Indiana was favored to beat Michigan in a football game with the point spread. I guess they had point spread somewhere back then. So a little bit bizarre here. Not only are they favored, they're favored by 2 touchdowns. Indiana's right now one of the stories of the year, obviously, in college football. Right now, they're probably, they're in the playoff unless something happens. And, well, who could it happen against? Maybe a team like Michigan here. This one is getting hard support for the under from handicappers here. I found 9 handicappers picking the total in this game. They all went with the under here. The widely reported steam came in on the over. So either bucking a wise guy move or a sharp move here. Handicappers taking the under. Here's a steam move in college basketball here real quick with Tulsa. On the extra board here tonight, Tulsa was laying, 20 and a half or so here against Pine Bluff, but now it's going up to 21 or more here today. Tulsa took steam against Pine Bluff on the extra board. All right. Well, so this one, obviously, one of the biggest games of the day. Maybe we'll dive in just for a minute or two here with this one because it is such a big game here, obviously, with Indiana just playing out of their mind. They've been such a great story here this season right now, right, with the 6-0 record in the Big Ten. They're 4-1 against the spread as a home favorite. You got Cignetti, whatever you want to say about him, if he's cocky, arrogant, whatever, it's confidence, and it's working right now at Indiana. Not only this year, but they're also 17-5 against the spread since he's taken over here at Indiana. Indiana also 17-9 against the spread, last 25 off of a win. Wolverines are 5-1. This is, you can't quantify this necessarily. I mean, you know what I'm talking about when I say it. They're 5-1. I'm sorry, 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 trips to Indiana. They actually lost a game here as a favorite one time. Just because I said Indiana hasn't been favored in the game, they pulled off an upset against Michigan within the last decade, I think, or so. But Michigan 1-5 against the spread, favorite every time, didn't cover. 4 of the last 6 meetings have gone under between these two teams. Michigan coming in just 3-3 in the Big Ten right now. 3-2 as a road underdog. Here they've only been a road underdog not even once a year, it feels like right now for the Wolverines. They are 21-12 against the spread last 33 Big Ten games. And they're 2-5 against the spread. Win coming off a loss. They've gone over in 5 of their last 6 games. The big one today, Michigan and IU. I'm going to take the Hoosiers in a romp to beat down Michigan. Can you believe it? Look, they're going to be favored, right? They're favored by 14.5. Are they really supposed to win by 14? It feels like they're shortening the spread here a little bit here. That's a big number. I'm going to take them despite the huge number. Look, I'm sure that it just screams, Michigan to just be Michigan, and you can hang here. You can cover in this matchup. But I don't know. Maybe there's a little more to it. It feels like I'm going to take IU here. Handicappers prefer IU by a 16-6 margin. Handicappers I saw, but some big names on Michigan. All right, let's take a look. If you guys have anything in this great one here, Hoosiers here for Robert, he'll do it as well, right? Sometimes you kind of throw out things too. I don't know if statistically even the Wolverines match up with that type of spread. You just kind of say, well, they'll go in and still be Michigan and, hang in there or whatever. So, all right, we're underway in the EPL here as I'm seeing right now. And let's see here. I guess that's it. Thomas is on Indiana too. Almost a consensus play. I don't know. And Nuke says, look, they beat Michigan State. They beat Nebraska. Why couldn't they beat Michigan here? Michigan, obviously, just, I don't know, kind of mediocre here. Oh, gosh. Who was it? A big name just said he was going to enter the transfer portal. I'm thinking who was. Remember, I mentioned last week that Jack Tuttle of Michigan has left the team with those concussions. My man, Jack Tuttle. And maybe somebody have to help me here. It was either yesterday or the day before. One of the top quarterbacks here, high AOD in the country, that maybe wasn't getting a fair shake here. I want to see this now. I don't know if I can get it up here. Thomas hates when I type on the thing there. It's not coming up for me necessarily right now, but okay, here it is. Oh, I got it. Yeah, here it is. Wine Time, if in the chat, he probably could help me on this one. But Miller Moss, who was benched, remember we said Mayaba taking over at USC. Well, Miller Moss, it looks like he's going to be heading to Michigan right now. He's going to enter the transfer portal. Maybe doesn't like getting benched, whatever. Maybe you think, look, Moss has been fine, but right now Mayaba is going to come in and be the starter for USC, and now it looks like Miller Moss will transfer here to Michigan for the next season. So we'll see what goes on here, but that was a story that kind of broke yesterday. All right. Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, consensus play. How about it? Remember that day we made a consensus play on Indiana minus 15 points against Michigan? That can't go wrong. Thank you, Thomas. Good job. Let's continue on with our previews. Like I said, if we miss your game, go ahead and put your pick in, or maybe I can even come back to it and make my pick as well. You know, I'm good for a few picks here and there. Clemson taking on Virginia Tech here on the road. This one here at 3:30 Eastern and 6 Pacific. Clemson 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Clemson a 6-point favorite here right now, and the total here currently at 53 for sure. All right. The widely reported steam did come in on Clemson here in this one. I was thinking Virginia Tech earlier in the week getting a touchdown maybe here from the Tigers. Look, the Tigers have done a nice job, obviously, but maybe they've shown some vulnerability of late. Everyone's kind of Dabo's proved everybody wrong, but all of a sudden now the luster's kind of worn off again on Dabo. Talk about an up and down season, or at least with the perception of Dabo here. It feels like he's on a down arrow a little bit for the last couple of weeks anyway, at least with his not the coaching or anything like that. But give me the over in this one at 53. That'll be my play here with Clemson and Virginia Tech. If you guys want to make a play here in this one, go ahead. You got for Clemson here, 6-2, 4-4 against the spread. They are 3-4 to the under this season with a push. Virginia Tech 5-4, 5-4 ATS, but 6-3 to the over so far. I'm going to take the over in this one. Clemson and Virginia Tech. I thought handicappers were relatively split in this one here today. And let's see if you guys got anything. Something happened to Clemson. That's really what it feels like here. And I'll take the over with Clemson and Virginia Tech. More college basketball steam rolled on here in that one right now, and it is on Lafayette and LaSalle. This one is on the added board. This is real Lafayette, not Louisiana Lafayette. Game 573, 574. Lafayette and LaSalle. Steam play came in on the under here. It was 135.5. It's going down here to 134 here. It's going down to 133.5 or lower with Lafayette and LaSalle right now, everybody. And here is Bobby Mack. He says, take the Hokies in that one against Clemson. And you know what, Robert? I agree with you on that one. I bet them, and I bet one of those. It's one of those games where I bet it, but I'm not giving it out. That means my confidence is not as high. I don't give it out in public, but I'm going to bet that game. I'm going to bet on Virginia Tech. All right. Keep going here right now. Next, I've selected Colorado on the road here as a 4-point favorite. We saw Bournemouth here score just moments ago against Brentford at G-Tech Stadium here. Bournemouth here. A player got loose here and got the ball clearly onside. Here is a breakdown defensively by Brentford here for sure. In this one has put Bournemouth on the board. All right, Colorado here against Texas Tech. Colorado, a 4-point favorite in this one. The total is 63, maybe 62.5. I'm showing Bovada here all of a sudden taking Colorado up to a 5-point favorite. Colorado, I saw earlier in the week as low as 2.5. here. They opened at 2. They opened -2 at Circa here in this one. The widely reported steam came in on Texas Tech. I thought that was kind of good enough for me. I think this might be the point for Colorado. I know their stock has been going up here again a little bit, but against Texas Tech right now, I think this is going to be pretty tough. I'm thinking Texas Tech probably going to win this game. My official play here is going to be on the over with Colorado and Texas Tech. Probably one of those thrillers that maybe Colorado, they got such clutch players, even though we make fun of them half the time here. But I will say this. The handicappers I follow like the total over unanimously. So I do too. Seems like a high number, but I'm going to go with it over here in this one. And I might have bet Texas Tech here, but I'm not going to give them out, if you know what I mean. I'm going to take the over as my official play here on the show with Colorado and Texas Tech today. And a good one here at 4 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific is the game time here for Colorado and Texas Tech in this one. Colorado 4-1 in conference, but they've won 5 of their last 6, covered the spread in 6 straight games here right now. So also, under Dion, Colorado is 10-4 against the spread in conference play. Texas Tech comes in 4-2 in conference play. So far, Big 12 home underdogs are just 2-5 against the spread so far this season. 5 of Texas Tech's 6 wins were by a touchdown or less, 8 points or less, actually. Tech's gone 5-1-1 against the spread in their last 7 games. All right, maybe it'll be a few picks here from you guys with this interesting game. And is my prerogative. I can do what I want to feel. Okay. Colorado here for Thomas. And he's also going to go over here. And Nuke says, I could cut to it right now. I've got CFL plays here. Do I just want to Nuke is so nice to ask. Let me get my plays out. I don't want to I'll do it right now. Look, Nuke says he's got Toronto and Winnipeg here as his parlay. I'll say this. All right. I'm on Toronto with Nuke here in this one. They're getting a point or two, I think. Let me see here. I think I actually have a banner for this. Here we go. We're all over the place, and it doesn't matter, right? We can just preview any game we want at any time. We don't have any format here. Argonauts and Alouettes. Nuke was nice to ask. Hey, Nuke is the expert here, right? Even though I've been watching Canadian football since the 80s on ESPN, and I have some of my favorite players. One of the greatest players in CFL history is a player that I grew up watching here. You remember the great quarterback Allen from back in the day, Marcus Allen's brother. He was a legendary quarterback in the CFL from my hometown of San Diego. He went to Lincoln High School. But anyways, I've been around the CFL game here. I'm going to take Toronto plus the points here in this. I'll take Toronto to win this game, as a matter of fact, against Montreal here today. Like Nuke said, Nuke's on them. I'm on them. But I'm going to go against Nuke here in this one, and I've got Saskatchewan here in this one. And also, since I disagreed with Nuke, why don't I give out my total so that if you guys, Nuke is probably the expert here in this one, even though I'm going with the Rough Riders. Let me give out the under. So just to state it clear, even though I'm against Nuke, I'm going to give out the under maybe as my official play here on the show. Hey, maybe I'm on Saskatchewan here, but I'm going to mark down Nuke here on the Bombers in this one, just to make it clear. Follow along here. And so give me Toronto and give me the under as my official plays here on the show. I'm not going to fade Nuke now. We'll let Nuke take Winnipeg and let it be known that I bet Saskatchewan. I'll I'll just use my bet on Saskatchewan, give out the under as my official play. How's that, Nuke? All right. Appreciate it. And what else here? And Nuke talking about Joe Theismann. I actually interviewed Joe Theismann after he had retired and was in the broadcast booth. That was a really great experience. I mean, he was more interested in. I was a young reporter writing a television column, so I wanted to interview. He came down to speak at the San Diego Hall of Champions. I really just wanted to catch him after the end and say, "Hey, can I ask you a few questions?" Joe Theismann sat down with me at a table there at a public speaking engagement where he'd already given a whole speech, spent probably 10 minutes with me, and never forget it. And I've always held him in such high regard after that, because I was just going to ask on a tape recorder some questions for my little TV radio column that I was writing for a newspaper in a very small 12,000 circulation newspaper. And he was nice enough. He sat down and gave me 10 minutes of it. It was terrific. So I'm a big Theismann fan. So anyway, here we go. Back to the colleges. Thank you, Nuke. That was an awesome segue there a little bit. Hey, here's a game a lot of people are talking about, certainly with South Carolina and Vanderbilt. With our man, Diego Pavia, here a little bit. You guys have been loving him all season. Everyone's been loving Pavia. But you know what? Some things came up this week with Pavia. Maybe he wasn't going to be able to make this game. He was going to – it's nothing against Vanderbilt or anything, and maybe Pavia sticks around. But he is looking to maybe sue the NCAA for another year of eligibility. How about that? These guys are making some good money. You don't have to go to the NFL and be all a rookie quarterback this, rookie quarterback that, underachieving. Hey, you get money, get one more year of experience, and you're getting paid. I think we're going to see more and more quarterbacks sticking it out longer here a little bit with the rules the way they are and the eligibility. Pavia, though, didn't have any, and he wants to get one more year here. So I don't think it's that big of a distraction. The biggest distraction here is the fact that South Carolina is a pretty good team. Now, I know that let me get this right here, because I think we've got to, pardon me, gang, right here. Do I have the game time wrong or something? 6 and 40. It's down to 45 or so right now. I'm showing Bet Online has moved it to 6.5 here with a little bit of juice right now for South Carolina. The widely reported steam came in on South Carolina. There's some pretty good handicappers on South Carolina, but the majority of them that I found today were on Vanderbilt. I found 15 of my friends on Vanderbilt here and just 5 on South Carolina. All the cappers that I surveyed regarding the total were on the under here. I'm on Vanderbilt again. They're getting 6 now. It was as low as 4 at most places. DraftKings opened it up on their early look line. South Carolina 1.5. I'm going to take Vanderbilt here, still to stay in this game here with South Carolina. They've been money, right, all season long, it feels like. So Vanderbilt comes in here 3-2. They 3-2 in conference. They've won 4 of their last 5 games here, and right now they're also 6-2 against the spread so far this season. They're 6-0 against the spread as an underdog this season. So pretty good numbers now. Under Coach Lay, they are just 4-10 against the spread coming off of a win, but I'm not too worried about it here. This is a different Vanderbilt. They've lost 15 straight games to South Carolina, and the game talks are 4-0 against the spread their last 4 trips into Nashville. So it's just a different situation. It feels like here right now. South Carolina just 3-3 in conference so far this season, and they've gone over in 5 of their last 6 games. I'm going to take Vandy again here. We're not going to be, even if they failed this game, I think we're going to be up money still playing Vanderbilt. So, all right, here in this one, let's see what we got. They're showing Flauge Johnson here, and just looking great here at the college game day. All right, let's see here. Thanks, you guys, on that Theismann interview. It was actually, I want to say 30 years ago that I did that interview with him. Here we go with Thomas. He'll take Vanderbilt. Nasty Nate likes Pavia on his rush yards over here in this one. You can't count them out, those Gamecocks. And Robert McCormick says, give me Vanderbilt here in this one. Keep it rolling here right now with Maryland and Oregon. I mentioned this one. Look, maybe it's, let me get some steam out here real quick. We're going to keep going. We got like 5 or 6 more college football games, and then we'll roll through a bunch of picks over the last hour. Robert Morris is taking action right now in some of that college basketball action here currently. Robert Morris is I'm sorry, gang. Let's our added board football is starting to come through here right now, and I've got to make sure we get those plays out to you here. Let me make sure I got that straight here. Where's my sheet of added board games? I know we got it here somewhere. Here we go. Here we go. FCS. Got a lot of sheets here, gang. All right, we got. So now that FCS football steam is going to start coming out, and these are important. These are just as big as you want to get on these here a little bit. All right. First basketball, Montana State, Wichita State. Game number 633, 634 basketball action. Steam play under here at 153. It's down to 152.5 or lower here right now. Montana State, Wichita State under. Also, Middle Tennessee State and Abilene Christian is going over right now. That steam is coming in with Middle Tennessee and Abilene Christian. Abilene, why can't you be true? Total is 142.5. This one's going to go up to 144, gang. Middle Tennessee and Abilene Christian steam play to the over. Final. All right. Next up was that college football. I think this was our first steam move here of the morning with the FCS action, and it's on Robert Morris. Plus 7.5 here against Duquesne. It's going down to 7 or lower for sure. Our first team that I think I've seen this morning in college football FCS action is on Robert Morris. Here's another one. Columbia plus 9. They took him at plus 9. It was 9.5, I think. This was going down to 8.5 with Columbia. Heading to the Hudson Valley, Keith. If you're out there, fight on to victory, Columbia. And they're getting the steam here right now against Harvard in some Ivy League action. Hey, we hit that game last night. Maybe we'll hit one again here. All right, more college basketball as well on the added board with that Lafayette-LaSalle game. We already mentioned the steam was going under in Lafayette and LaSalle, and now they're hitting LaSalle here at minus 7.5. It's up to 8 or 8.5 here at this point with Lafayette and LaSalle. Also, added board steam in college football here. We're going back and forth, gang. Want to get you this important information. Morgan State, they took him at 10.5. It's now up to 11. Morgan State at Delaware State. FCS steam right now, Morgan State. Also here, just moments ago, in that game, we mentioned they took Robert Morris. They also steamed the total here over 52.5 in that game. So Robert Morris and the over, Robert Morris and Duquesne steam to the over here, 53 right now. All right. I hope you're having as much fun as I am passing along this great information. Here we go with Maryland at Oregon. We continue on with our big board games here right now with a big spread with Oregon favored 23.5. I still wanted to pick this game pick this game out because Oregon is still undefeated here, obviously. So it's still going to be a big story. The widely reported steam, however, did come in on Maryland. Oregon was as high as 27.5 on some of the openers that I saw. Circa opened at 27, and the move came in on Maryland. Handicappers that I follow like Oregon here by about a 5-1 margin. I'm taking Oregon here to roll Maryland here in this one and probably rack up some big numbers here. I can figure this one out, I think, right away, right? 41 to 19. How's that? 41-19. Would that work? I think it's going to be higher than that. 41-19, forget it. Oregon is going to score more than 41 points in this game, aren't they? They're going to get 49 or something, right? I'm going to take Oregon here to roll in this one. Maybe they'll put up a 50 burger in this one here, if you know what I mean. I'm going to have a premium in this one. I don't know if I'm giving it away. I'll take Oregon as my play here on the show. Like I said, handicappers I follow 5-1 on Oregon, and they're pretty much all on the over, if you know what I mean. All right, any comments here from the chat? And let's take a look with how high would you go? I'm willing to go high. Robert McCormick says he'll take Oregon as well. And I wouldn't worry about it, Robert. I'd take Oregon as high as 28 points here, I would think. It's not going up. It's not going back up very much higher than this. Maybe it can go to 24, but the move's already come in on Maryland. I don't expect the public to overwhelm this one. I think the books are set here in this one with their position. I think it's a good spot for Oregon. Next up is Alabama. Alabama and LSU. Great game here. I'm watching the show right now with the guy with the ESPN show. Let's get you some college basketball steam here real quick we just talked about Columbia football. How about Columbia basketball? They were an 11-point favorite. They're up to 12 right now, taking some steam here against Delaware State today in this one at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific. Columbia now minus 12 or so. They've taken the steam here against Delaware State. Columbia. The Hudson Valley, fight on to victory. I don't know the words, but that's something like that. All right, here we go. Keith can probably set me Keith each every stride can probably set me straight with the Columbia fight song. All right, Alabama taking on LSU here in this one with Alabama favorite on the road here, 2.5 right now. Here's some added board steam in college football with Lehigh plus the points right now. Lehigh taking on Holy Cross. Holy Cross was a 9.5-point favorite. This was probably going to 8.5 or lower. The steam is coming in on Lehigh on the road against Holy Cross. Holy Cross. All right, Alabama and LSU. I'm showing pretty much a split with handicappers that I follow here in this one. I already bet LSU. I'm not going to give that necessarily out as my play here, but maybe we can cover this one a little bit more in depth. Obviously, a pretty strong game here tonight with these two teams, considering their positions currently in the standings. You have both teams coming in right now at 6-2, of course, overall right now, but more importantly, LSU 3-1 in conference. Alabama has 2 conference losses here, and this is it. I mean, Alabama cannot afford to lose. We know that. right now. We know their game is to make it to the national championship. So, I mean, they could lose, but not if they're going to reach their ultimate goal here right now. And they've already lost 2 games on the road to Tennessee and to Vandy, remember? So, all right, for Alabama, they are 6-11 the last 17 games as a road favorite against the spread here right now, but they are 11-6 against the spread in their last 17 games coming off of a win. So for LSU, 3-1, as I said, in conference here right now. They lost though last week to Texas A&M, 38-23. That snapped their 6-game losing streak. Alabama's won 10 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams. Alabama's 5-1 straight up and 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 trips to Baton Rouge. Over has come in 4 of the last 5 meetings in this series. LSU's great in conference play, 38-24 last 62 conference games. I mean, that's a pretty big sample size right there. That's nearly 9 years, I guess, of sample size at LSU is a pretty great cover. Pretty great cover in conference play. And so far with Coach Kelly here 3-0 as a home dog. So, all right, let me have it here with Alabama and LSU. If you guys have a play in this big SEC game here at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, Alabama and LSU. I've got to take the over here in this one. It's up to 59 here. I don't think I'm going to make a premium in this game. You're probably getting my best pick. Like I said, I bet LSU. Not going to give them out, so I'm not totally sold on it. But I will give out the over as my play here in this one. It's up to 59, like I said here, right? So lost some value here, and I'll just give out this total over. Handicappers I see are kind of split. I have 4 on the over, 4 on the under out of my favorites here. So, all right, let's take a look here. And hey, I want to say hello to TransCanada here. Saw TransCanada hanging out last night with the guys on the show, or on Thursday night, I think it was. Where did I see TransCanada and some other shows in the chat all the time? But he says, take the points with LSU and sleep easy in the Big Easy. How about that? Robert McCormick on LSU with me as well here. And there we go. Did I miss the goal? I'm sorry, sub. I'm sorry if I missed the goal for Brentford. Good job. I got so fired up here a little bit. Thomas on LSU as well. And that's it. All right. That's going to be a good one tonight. Let's see what we have next here with Oklahoma taking on Missouri. Here's some added board steam, though, right now for FCS football action. East Tennessee State is taking the steam right here, right now, against East Carolina. East Tennessee State was a 3 or 3.5 point favorite, but now they're probably going to be a 4-point favorite here against the Catamounts. East Tennessee State, the Bucks, getting the steam right here, right now on the Morning Steam Show. That's what we do here on the Morning Steam. All right, Oklahoma and Missouri here in this one. Now, we got more papers than a news anchor here. All right, Oklahoma and Missouri at 7:45 Eastern, 4:45 Pacific. We've seen a wild move, of course, on this game this week, with the shift of favoritism from Missouri to Oklahoma here in this one, mostly because of Brady Cook. He's out with that hand injury right now for Missouri, and they've got a whole host of other players out of this game right now. They've got as many as 6 regulars here, it looks like, or a few regulars anyway, going to be out of this one. So that's why one of the reasons, mostly on Cook, that we've seen this line move. Let me pass this one along. More college football steam here with little Pioneer football league action, Dayton is taking the steam here against my USD Toreros. USD was a 4.5 point favorite or so against Dayton, but right now Dayton is taking the steam right now down to 4 or 3.5 here. It looks like San Diego and Dayton in Ohio today at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Dayton taking the steam against USD here on the morning steam. All right. For Oklahoma right now, like I said, they are the favorite here in this one on the road by 3 now. I think it's actually gone down here to 3. This total also has gone down to 41. Yeah, 41.5. I think we can. Yeah, I think we can safely call it 41.5 for the most part. The widely reported steam did come in on Oklahoma. Like I said, I mean, obviously now they're a 3 point favorite where Missouri opened. I kind of had a foreshadowing here, and like I said, sometimes we'll bet these games and we're not going to give them out. I have Missouri plus 4 points myself. That's what it opened at circa last Sunday. If anybody, Sunday at 10:30, 11 a.m. my time, that's time to bet college football. So you can get some okay numbers if you know what's going on. So I'm going to have to pivot to the total here in this one. I've already missed out on plenty of value here. So let me just give out the under as my play here with Oklahoma and Missouri down to 41.5. It's going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze here if I'm going to get this win, but I don't think they're going to get 50 here in this one right now, the way things are going, right? Oklahoma 1-4 right now in conference play. Obviously, the momentum is shifted in the betting here. I do like Oklahoma to have a decent game here, but I don't know about covering the number here. It still could be a close game, I would think, right? For Oklahoma here, the numbers are not good in this role here as a road favorite, 3-6-1. ATS with Venables in there right now, and Oklahoma's had turnover problems here of late. But for Missouri, they're 2-2 in conference, 6-2 overall. Hard to believe these two teams have not met in 13 years. SEC home underdogs right now, which this is here all of a sudden. SEC home underdogs this season are 10-6 against the spread. Missouri, all the numbers are pretty decent in this role, with Missouri 7-3 against the spread. Under Drinkwitz here, also 17-11 against the spread as a dog, but 0-2 so far this season. So I'm going to take the under as my official play. And all I can say is I have Oklahoma plus 4 points. That doesn't do you guys any good, but yeah, sometimes I'm that CLV guy. And, I know it's rough on some of those guys. They always say, oh, I'm all CLV king, but it doesn't matter. You better keep getting that CLV. If you're not seeing the results that you're expecting and you want to quit trying to be Mr. CLV, I can't recommend it. Please try to be Mr. CLV at all times. Okay, here we go. Doge, though, going with against me here a little bit, it feels like. And what do we else we got here? Fade the Toreros. Doge says, I don't know. I'm pretty. I'm not totally disappointed with the season so far. It feels like for me with the Toreros, I think they've done a pretty nice job here to be 5-3 right now. These are battle of 5-3 games. So, all right, Robert's also going against me here. Yeah, I think you guys are getting the best of the price, so I have no problem with that. And I think that's it. Right? Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Thomas, I don't know if we could, do it. I mean, when I place that bet, I think this is what he's saying. If I send it out, right, like on a Sunday at 2 Eastern, I know the notifications on the subscription packages come in there relatively fast, with the notifications, but I'm just not sure we can get those. I am going to start, though. I will say this. Thank you, Thomas, for mentioning that. I was deciding, this is a new format for me. Remember, I used to sell my picks for $25, $35, $45, and they had some requirements. You had to have them in early, which is, a good test for a handicapper, certainly. But we know sometimes the latest information is the best information. So, what you're going to start seeing from me, probably with college basketball here, is some overnight selections. You're going to get in those subscription packages some overnight plays where we're going to try to make sure we get the best of those lines. I noticed it right away with the kind of the inconsistency we had on some of the picks here this week. We had one, big day, and then the other days we got beat on some plays too with the movement. So we're going to send maybe on the big cards where it might be important. I'm a one-man gang, so I'll send out an early package sometimes of those big college basketball cards as we get rolling with the season. So thank you, Thomas, for mentioning that. I wanted to mention that too because I'm going to start that here this week. I do want to get some better plays to you guys, some better values. We've reached halftime in England here. I'm looking at West Ham and Everton here, scoreless. All right, a few more games here right now, and we'll get to more action. Virginia taking on Pitt here in this one. You got Pitt, a touchdown favorite. Handicappers are unanimous here in this one with Virginia, and I wasn't sure about that, quite frankly, but maybe they have me swayed. I was thinking about giving out Pitt on the show. I don't know if I was going to necessarily go with them as a premium here, but then I saw a lot of experts kind of chiming in here, and I thought maybe I'm wrong on this game. Let me evaluate it further. Hey, the New York Rangers, are taking some steam here right now in their NHL game here tonight against the Red Wings. They're on the road. They're favored at $1.80 or so here in this one. Rangers here obviously playing great. Detroit's been okay here, but the Rangers are taking some steam right now. I just want to mention that real quick. Pardon me, gang. Here we go. Okay, let me get this one going, though, here with Virginia and Pitt. This one at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Pitt, a 7-point favorite. Total definitely about 57 here right now with these two. And like I said, I was, considering Pittsburgh here, but now at a 7-point favorite, maybe I'm not so sure. Total at 57. I'm gonna give out the over here as my play. I wrote, try to give us the best matchups, and I think out of all these games, this is probably my least favorite of the picks. The move has kind of been to the under here. It was as high as 59.5 at places like Bet Rivers, FanDuel, and now it's down here to 57. The only value I can see here is on the over. It's probably going to be pretty close to that number, I'm thinking. I don't have it too sharp one way or the other. I'll just take the value in the over here. Again, it was confusing for me because I was on Pittsburgh, and then I reported on that consensus report. I found 13 of my favorite handicappers on Virginia and nary a one on Pitt. All right. Here, Nuke said Missouri should have been a favorite in that other game. They were, Nuke. They were a favorite, and the favorite shifted when Brady Cook was ruled out, the quarterback of Missouri, and then Oklahoma moved to the favorite. All right. Let's see here. Anything else in this one? Hello, good morning to Peasy there. And thank you, Nuke. Appreciate it. Have a great day. We'll see you here. Nothing from you guys on Virginia and Pitt. So let's move on to Washington. Going into Happy Valley here with Penn State, a favorite, 13-point favorite here tonight with Washington coming in here. You got Penn State 7-1. Right now, a 12-point favorite, down to 12 and 48 is the number here right now with this game. There we go. Let's update that. 12 and 48. There you go. Penn State, a favorite here in this one. And yeah, so we definitely have seen a little bit of movement here tonight in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on Washington. This one was as high as 14.5 or so, it felt like. Final. And all the way down here to 12.5 right now in this one. I've only seen sharp moves pretty much on the over here. I don't trust it, actually. I think this is going to be a more of a defensive game, and I think we're getting some value here in this one. Man, this almost feels kind of like a premium here to me tonight. The handicappers that I saw kind of favoring Penn State, maybe a 2-1 margin, and they're also leading under here, it feels like, in this one. So what do you guys have here with, if anything, with Penn State and Washington here in this one? Let me check a look at the chat here. Thomas Lewis says he does like Penn State here tonight. All right. Yeah, I picked this one. I still think it's a pretty interesting contest here, even though Washington is a 2-touchdown underdog in this one. I thought it was worth taking a look at here tonight. So, but I'm waiting for you guys because let's see. Robert on Penn State there as well. Yeah, that's the way I kind of feel. I'm giving out the under here as my pick here in this one on the show. And yeah, I want to say I got a premium here in this one. So just want to see what you guys were up to as well. But Thomas and Robert are on Penn State. I think they've outed me here a little bit. I'll take the under here. I'm going to fade that steam a little bit tonight. And look, getting some value, it feels like, here now on Penn State. That's what I like to see. All right. More steam coming in on the added board here right now. We already talked about East Tennessee State. And, we're only going to get the moves here in the FCS games for the early games. That's the way these steamers roll, these sharps and these moves. Not all the lines come out right away here at most of the books on Saturday, but they are steaming it under here in Western Carolina and East Tennessee State. Under 60 was the steam, and right now it's going to 59 or lower here right now. Okay, I got one more, I think, in college football with BYU taking on Utah. Great rivalry game here with BYU, a favorite on the road at -3.5 here in this one. The total is 42.5. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here in this game. And for me, I'll probably stick to the side here. I'm going to lay the points on the road, actually, with BYU here, the way it's going. Look, we're certainly having some, let me bring it up here and make sure I get it right. You always got to check anyways before you go spouting off, but no Cam Rising. We know that here right now as he continues to be out. And remember, they also lost Sam Heward here also. So Utah's having some problems here. I'm going to end up taking BYU. It didn't necessarily affect handicappers' thought process here, even though it was relatively split. This had to be this has to be on more cards by professional cappers than any other game. It feels like I see as many as 27 of my friends on Utah today and 21 on BYU. So you can almost flip a coin, but I'm going to take BYU as my play. I do have a premium in this game on the total. The total has gone down here from 42.5 here down to 40 at some spots. Maybe it's gone back up here to 41 a little bit. So, well, okay. I'll take BYU, though, as my play here on the show. There are definitely some big name cappers here. People say, hey, you refer to those guys. I mean, that's not I'm just Ramon Scott. I'm I'm not, diminishing myself but those guys are big time, right? We're here on YouTube. We're selling our picks for a couple bucks, and I'm going to look at what everybody's doing. I'm looking at what you guys are doing too in the chat, helping me out. navigate this landscape here a little bit. Thank you so much. All right. Let me see here. I'm seeing a little bit more information on that Auburn plane flight here. Maybe we got the names of the players. Maybe the names they originally talked about were not the same players that they mentioned. It feels like here right now. I'm trying to look it up here. We got to keep the show moving though. So here it is. Okay. This is from Norlander of CBS. And he says that Auburn freshman Ja'Kai Howard and senior Jaheim Hudson were the players involved in the physical altercation, and those two players did not travel for the game, and their status will be determined at a later time. So I do have a couple players missing here tonight on the road here. In this one, and here's the thing, right? I mean, Howard has been, if I'm not, hasn't he been? Let me see here. The highlights of him, and right, and he wasn't getting past the ball, just standing around. Okay, no big deal. No big deal. Auburn's look, pretty decent anyway. We'll see what happens, but he does see time for sure. That freshman. Okay. Thomas was on BYU and Robert was on the over. And I think that's it. Okay. All right. That's it for college football, it's it for now. We'll probably get a few more moves here, it feels like, in the next couple of minutes. I'm going to run down quickly here and go to the NBA with the Jazz taking on the Spurs. We're going to probably see some different lines than what I have on screen here. This one might be okay. I'm showing 6.5 and 221 right now in this one for San Antonio and the Spurs here today as we kick off the coverage here. I've got the over. And I'm going to, let me look real quick. I'm a little behind on my market research here, but no, I'll still take the over here in this one as my play here today. Give me the over with Utah and San Antonio, gang. You want handicaps, come back on Monday, it feels like. The Nets will take on the Cavaliers here tonight. A big favorite here. The Cavs are minus 13. The total 221.5 here in this one. And Cavs obviously got it done last night to move to 10-0 here right now. The Nets are one of the best spread teams going here currently right now. It seems like we've been going to the well here with the Nets. If anything, they feel like our moneymaker here a little bit. Now, this is a back-to-back situation here, obviously, in this one for the Cavs and the Nets, right? The Nets also play. Let me get that out. Both teams played yesterday. Of course, Cavs were at home, and the Nets do have to come in here on the travel spot. I'm going to take the under here in this one with the Nets and the Cavs here tonight. I'll take the under here. I don't want to go back to Brooklyn. I'm going to need a little bit more. This one might make my card. We'll see. I can't even tell you which team is going to be if this line moves, but still, the Nets have been so solid so far at getting the money here. They're 4-5 straight up right now. But notice the Nets are 7-2 against the spread. Now, I don't want to talk about the Cavs. They're 9-1 against the spread, but they're playing out of their minds, and they're a 13-point favorite here against a team that's been getting the money, even though they are on a back-to-back here and having to travel in. Let me take the under here in this one. So far, the Cavs have been going over like nobody's business. They're 7-1 to the over as a favorite, but the Nets are 4-5 to the under so far. Give me the under in this one tonight. All right. And, thank you, Thomas. Yeah, Indiana Hoosiers. Thank you, Thomas. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll be here for about another 30 minutes, I think, with some of these other sports. So thank you so much for everything, as always. All right. Continue on here. We got the Bulls taking on the Hawks here today. The Hawks, a 3-point favorite at home here. The total, this total is just wrong. It was a data entry issue. 237, I think it should, 236 and a half, it should have said, but it's actually gone up here to 237 and a half. Hey, I talked about those San Diego Toreros, and you guys had some comments, maybe fade the Toreros. The total is being hit also here on the game between San Diego and Dayton. The total going under here right now at 43 is headed to 42 here, and a low score expected with the Toreros and the Flyers. San Diego and Dayton just came in. Also, big time game here with some steam in one of the big games of the day. We're seeing a big move in the Florida-Texas game here we just talked about. The total is moving higher here right now, creating some value possibly for under players here. Florida and Texas, we have seen this one just now moving higher here. Remember, this game is noon start, and now it's 48 and a half here a little bit as this total continues to rise here with Florida and Texas steam to the over right now here on the Morning Steam Show. I'll keep it rolling here right now in the NBA with the Bulls taking on the Hawks. The Hawks struggling here, 4-6, but the Bulls just 3-6 here right now. And for some reason, I had the Hawks in that game. Now, it wasn't bad, right? It wasn't terrible. The Hawks actually came all the way back against the Pistons. Give them credit. There last night, they had a chance. They did get it done. Pistons won the game, but they showed a lot of heart there in that game. I'm going to take the Hawks here. Actually, the Bulls are on a 4-game losing streak currently. Both teams are pretty bad against the spread. The Hawks are 1-4 against the spread as a favorite, 1-5 against the spread at home. The Bulls are 2-3 against the spread on the road. Maybe you could take a little something into that, but these two teams have been going over big time here. The Sharps have been hitting the under pretty good. But the total really hasn't moved. Look at the total, 237 and a half. It was even a little bit higher. The Hawks have gone over in 9 of their 10 games so far this season. They're also 5-0 to the over as a favorite. So Bulls are 4-1 to the over on the road. But I'm going to take the Hawks here as my play on the show. Got a little steam here and some college football added game action with Bucknell here. They took them at a pick or -1 or so in the game against Fordham. Bucknell's the home team. They are taking the steam right now against Fordham in FCS action here currently. I hope you're enjoying the format of the show. I know it's a little sketchy and all over the place, but the information is flying all over the place. Raptors and Clippers here in this one.
Notice.
And I'm looking at some of this. I wish I was off the air here. Bet some of this EPL live is what it feels like to me right now. I kind of want to. I see Fulham winning here against Crystal Palace.
Final
1-0. Okay, we got to keep the show going. Darn it! Don't get distracted here, Ramon. Raptors and the Clippers here in this one. Hey, we had the premium pick winner on the Clippers last night. Feels like the Clippers right now are doing the pretty good job defensively here, even if they aren't going to have Leonard. Maybe it's rubbed off. Maybe these Clippers are okay defensively. They are 5-4 here right now as things continue to kind of improve here. The Raptors come into this game here with just a 2-7 record so far this season. Clippers are a 6-point favorite right now, and the total is down here to 225. There we go. Yeah, there it is. So 6-point favorite here for the Clippers. They come in 5-4, as I said. Toronto just 2-7. Clippers winners of 3 straight, including last night's game against those Kings. We had that premium on the under, as I said. We gave out the Kings. That wasn't the right move there necessarily. But nonetheless, here in this one, I might be willing to bounce back here with the clips. Let me look at the market here real quick. We got some more steam for you. Stand by. All right. And in the Clippers game tonight, I'm going to take the Clippers in this one, -6 points. Give me the Clippers at home to cover a spread here in this one. The Clippers are 6-3 against the spread. Toronto's 7-2, very similar to the Nets, right? They're not very good, but they're getting enough points every time. And I see Bournemouth has scored again 2-1, and kind of a wild one there. All right. And let me see here real quick. Oh, that's it. We got to go. We got to keep going. Let's go to the hockey here real quick here. We got to get through these games in about 20 minutes or so with what we got left. Thank you, everybody. How about Calgary here taking on Buffalo tonight? Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to cover this one early. It's the early start. This one may not have made our card here necessarily, but since it is a standalone game at 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific, I thought I'd look at this one with Calgary taking on Buffalo here. You got Buffalo coming in 6-7 here so far this season, 7-4-3 to the over. Calgary is 7-5-2 with 5-7-2 to the under. Sounds like I'm just making a bunch of numbers up really at this point. So let me just maybe get the play to you guys here with the Flames and the Sabres here. You look at this matchup here. Let me call up the move here real quick. Just want to make sure this market hasn't necessarily moved too far against me here right now. So, all right, with Buffalo here, favored in this one at minus $1.45-ish or so here right now. Let me mark that down correctly here. All right, for me, I'm going to head to the total here in this one tonight. Let me get that. Let me get this steam to you here. It's distracting me a little bit. College basketball tonight. Game number 665, 666. This is Pepperdine and UC San Diego game total under here. It was 146, down to 145.5, and now lower than this even. Probably 144.5 here or so with Pepperdine and San Diego currently in this total moving here on the under here tonight. All right, where did I leave off? Let me check the goalies here, bring up the goalie computer. I want to make sure we have a good handle of this hockey card tonight with 12 games. We're not going to go over them all. So, steam playing. College basketball steam coming in here right now. Game number 627, 628. This is Marist and Richmond. The total is moving on the over here at 137, higher to 138 or so here, possibly. Marist and Richmond. A little steam here on the morning steam. All right. For the Sabres here and Luukkonen, 5-4-1, a 2.72 goals against average coming into this one. Dustin Wolf here, possibly. No, I don't know. I'm thinking it could be Vladar, but I think we got it wrong last time, so I don't want to be wrong here necessarily in this one. This one's going to be close for me. I probably should have left this one off, it feels like, gang. All right, I'm going to pivot here to the total in this one and go with the over at 6 goals. It is juice to the over, so yeah, we're not going to get a premium out of this one. Go ahead and give me the over with the Flames and the Sabres. Probably my least favorite of this card here. Let me go to a good one here. Time change, 3:07 Eastern, 12:07 Pacific. This one was originally a night game, so just take note of that. This is how they do it in Canada, fam, right? We know the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are playing the late game. So you move your hockey game up here a little bit. Dallas and Winnipeg. Winnipeg, maybe it's a pick 'em. It might even be a pick 'em right now. Maybe Winnipeg is a slight favorite. I got to go under right now with Dallas and Winnipeg here today on the time change. Look, you're going to have Hellebuck, I think, in there today against Ottinger. Why wouldn't you go under here? Hellebuck's out of his mind right now with a 2.1 goals against and a 10-1 record so far this season. This is a game of the day, and they moved the time out of the hockey night slot. But for Ottinger, 6-2 with a 2.58 goals against and a 92% save percentage. This one should be pretty awesome here. Goals may be hard to come by. I'm going to take the under as my play here on the show. It is juiced to the under here right now, but this is a pretty good game here today. We got 90 of in here right now, but nobody willing to make a pick with me on this hockey action. Next up, I've skipped a couple of games here on hockey night that maybe weren't the best matchups. Ottawa and Boston, pretty decent game here, but you have the Leafs, a $2 favorite. So let me skip down here to the Capitals and the Blues.
Final.
A little bit of steam coming in here right now. College basketball, Charlotte and Utah State. 6:57, 6:58 at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific. Let's go under, says the Sharps here. They're steaming it to 147 or lower here. Charlotte and Utah State right now going under here on the Morning Steam Show. All right, Capitals and the Blues here in this one, and the Caps are a slight favorite here. The total is at 6 over 20, maybe over 25 here right now, and I'm going to go under here in this one with the Capitals and the Blues. For the Blues, they are 1-4-2 to the under so far at home this season. The Capitals are 1-2-1 to the under on the road here. In goal today, we are expecting the matchup between here for the Blues, Binnington against Lindgren. For the I've got Thompson listed. I'm still going under. There's some sites that are starting to show maybe Lindgren could be in there today. That'd be good for the under. I'm still going under here right now, but Binnington, a 2.77 goals against so far, 4-5 record, and 90.5% save percentage. I'm going to go under with the Capitals and the Blues here in this one. And yep, there's Bobby Mack. He's going to go with the Capitals here in this one. All right. And let's see what else we got. Next up, Rangers and the Red Wings. We already talked about that widely reported steam that did come in here on the Rangers, but I'm not convinced here. I think this one now has a $1.70 favorite. We might be able to get it's up to $1.90 or 95 here right now. So I don't know. For me, I might be willing to take a puck line chance here in this one with the Red Wings tonight. And that's in fact what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the Red Wings here plus 1.5 goals. And that price probably going to be about $1.50 or $1.60 still, it feels like. Let me take a look here at the price. It is plus 1.5 at, make sure I get this right, fam, minus 155. Okay, I'm still doing it here. I'm going to take the Red Wings here plus 1.5 goals in this one. That's a pretty high price, so I like the Red Wings to hang in there in this one. Goalies here tonight. Shesterkin for the Rangers. I'm showing Bill Husso here, possibly in goal tonight. But there are some sites showing that maybe Talbot will be in there. Remember, we had the goalie change yesterday, right? I thought they switched to Talbot yesterday late, right, on that back-to-back. The thing was, I flubbed that game up with the Red Wings and the Maple Leafs yesterday, so maybe a little gun-shy here today. Just give me the Red Wings. I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'll look more into it later because I might be interested in the side. All right, here is under, I think, for Robert. Is this, I think maybe he's talking about the Red Wings and the Rangers game. And again, want to see that goalie situation, but we might be on that. Yep. Devils and Islanders here in this one with, you've got Markstrom here, it looks like, and Sorokin here in this one, showing for Sorokin, 2.35 goals against average here coming in, a 4-3-1 record, a 92% save percentage for Markstrom, 6-4-1 with a 2.65 goals against and a 90.5% save percentage. Here in this one, I'm gonna take the Islanders. The widely reported steam did come in on the Islanders. Look, New Jersey's looking good. They're 9-5-2 here right now, including 5-3 on the road here. But I'm still gonna try the Islanders here as my play in this one tonight. All right, steam coming in here right now. College basketball. Let's pass it along. New Mexico State and Utah Tech game total over here on game 659, 660. It was as low as 146. Now we're seeing it at 147 or higher with New Mexico State and Utah Tech here today. Moments ago, steam to the over, New Mexico State and Utah Tech over 146. Also, college football FCS steam right now with Bryant and Maine here in this one. They're steaming the over 56 right now in the game between Bryant and Maine. Over 56 here, up to 57. Steam to the over with Bryant and Maine. All right, couple more here in the hockey action.
Final.
With the Blue Jackets going to take on my Kings here tonight. We know the Blue Jackets have just been doing a terrific job still covering these puck lines here. Kings are up to a $2 favorite here in this one. And total 6 over 20. Columbus has been a great puck line team right now. 8-3 as a puck line dog here thus far for the Kings. They are just 1-4 on the puck line at home, despite a nice record of 3-1-1 at home. They're 8-4-3 overall at home. I got to take Columbus here on that puck line. Surely it's going to be a 1-goal game the way things have been going right now with Columbus doing so well, it feels like. All right, more FCS steam to pass along here as we get ready to get closing in on the end of the show. Hopefully got plenty of information and picks today. Hampton and Towson. Game total going under right now. Under 56. Hampton and Towson in some FCS action. Remember, you can follow all that FCS action on ESPN Plus. If you do it like me, the games are just lined up one after another. You can just go to the closest game, the best game, the games you were betting on. If you like FCS like I do, that's why we cover it here. One of the only shows to cover any kind of FCS coverage. We don't have to break them down or anything. You're on your own there. All right, Hurricanes and Avalanche tonight. I got to take the Hurricanes in this one right now with Kochetkov expected in goal here, it feels like, against Annunen in this one. Some talk that it could be Gurdjieff here. He's struggling with a 4 goals against average so far. Kochetkov, though, is 7-1 with a 2.5 goals against and an 89.5% save percentage so far. Carolina looking good here at 10-2. Colorado just 6-8. We know Carolina's on a winning streak right now, big time, and winning by big margins. They beat Pittsburgh 5-1, beat Philadelphia 6-4, Washington 4-2, Boston 8-2. It's been a good run here right now for Carolina. They're 5-1 on the road. Colorado's lost all 4 games as an underdog so far. I got to go with Carolina here in this one. College football here at the, 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific. FCS action. They're taking Rhode Island right now. Rhode Island is getting steamed here at plus 7.5, maybe 7, maybe 6.5. Rhode Island just took the steam against Delaware in FCS action. It's Colgate and Drexel next up in college basketball, taking the steam right now on that extra board, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific. Colgate and Drexel over 139.5 was getting hit. This one's probably going to go to 141 the way it looks right now with Colgate and Drexel. Last game on the board here in hockey to look at it between Edmonton and Vancouver. I think I already gave this one out to a certain extent, right? Edmonton 6-7-1, Vancouver 7-2-3. Expecting goaltenders in here with Skinner and Lankinen here. Lankinen 7-0-2 with a 2.08 goals against. Really looking good. Skinner 3-5 right now with a 3.27 goals against. The Oilers have lost 2 in a row here right now, while Vancouver continues to look good. Consecutive wins against the California teams. On a road trip, they beat San Jose, they beat Anaheim, they beat LA, outscoring those teams 12-5 on that road trip. So it's been a good run here for Vancouver, 7-2-1 in their last 10 games. Here right now, they are 0-2 as an underdog. However, they're an underdog last I checked. And yep, still Edmonton, slight favorite here in this one. But look, Edmonton 1-4-1 to the under. So, so far on the road this season, I'm going to take the under. I already gave it away as my play. Thank you, guys. Let's see what you got. Robert here with a few picks in there, and Irish King is here as well. Thank you, Irish King, for stopping by. Robert's on the Canes with me there. And a few more here. Let's get into a few more games here, and then we'll end the show. I've looked at the 5 biggest college basketball games of the day here. And we've already given you a ton of steam here. Again, play at your own risk, but obviously if you've been following the show, steam coming in pretty strong right now. I think I have the percentage actually here that we put out on the show. And let me see if I can bring that up here right now. This is a little rough, right? I mark it down on my list. Maybe I missed 1 or 2. It's not an official count or anything, but here so far in the first week, the steam plays that we've been giving out here on the show, I'm showing at 59.6% so far with the picks here on the show. I think I have them the way I have it right now. All the college basketball steam we've given out on the show. Let me see if that percentage is right. 56 and 44. Yeah, 56 and 59 and 43. Well, whatever. It's about 50. I want to say it's about 50. I'm going to say 58.9%. I may have missed a few on my sheet. This is not scientific, but you guys have been here for the ride as well. Okay, let's go. Top of the board here, Tennessee and Louisville. This one goes off 9 Eastern, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. First game of the day in college basketball here in this one, with Louisville going up against Tennessee. Good matchup here. And for me, I'm going to be on the Louisville card. That's not the line. That's not the line anymore. And that's why we're giving it out on the show. Louisville is a 2-point favorite, fam. Tennessee was definitely a favorite, but now Louisville's the favorite here. And let me correct it here. Not correct it. I mean, I'm telling you, this line has moved from Tennessee a favorite of 1.5 or 2, and now Louisville's a favorite of 2 or 2.5. Total at 156 here. So seen a move to the over here in this one. Give me the Ville here. We're not getting the best of the value here in this one. Let me just give it out on the show. Give me Louisville here against Tennessee. Let me see if there was some the steam came in on Louisville, and the steam came in on the over, obviously. I mean, I didn't need to look that up. That's obviously right there in front of my face. All right, but I'm still going to take Louisville here as the play. Another good one here. We mentioned this one, right, with Northwestern taking on Dayton. We saw a move come in already on this game. I thought we did here anyway, right? Here we go. See if I can get this one out to you guys in a little bit. We're just about done, fam. If you guys want to stick around, the show's kind of over. Got 83 of you in here right now. Thank you all for tuning in today to the Morning Steam Show. So let me get this one, though, with Dayton.
Final.
Dayton here in Northwestern. This is at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific here.
Final.
And here we go. Yeah, so that move came in that we gave out here. Let me get it right. The steam came in on Dayton and the under. I think we gave both those that we said the steam came in earlier on Dayton and the under here in this one. So for me, I'm going to take the under in this game at 130. I don't think it's 139 anymore. It's got to be about 137-ish here. I'm running out of gas, you guys. The show is over here. I can't even focus anymore. We're going to have to get started on our picks, started on our betting, and starting on our games here. Here we go. 136 down to 136. All right. My play will be here on what did I say? I said Dayton, right? Here we go. Under. I said under. We're not getting any value here at 136. Was as high as 139. Now we're down to 136. I'll take the under here as my play. Here comes a little more steam. This is on Fairfield against Georgetown at 1 Pacific, 10 Eastern. Steam on Fairfield here against Georgetown. It was 16, but looks like it's going to go to 15 here right now. Next up, Arkansas taking on Baylor here in this one. Pretty good contest as well. This one is at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific here as well with Arkansas and Baylor. This one's going to be played in Dallas at the American Airlines Arena. So here in this one, it was Baylor favored by 1, but now it's Baylor favored by 4. So the move here on Baylor. And that's it. I don't think we've seen a move necessarily on the total here, but a pretty big move here on Baylor, up from 1.5, 2.5. I mean, I like Baylor here, so I'll have to lay it on the show. -4, no value, it feels like. Give me Baylor here against Arkansas. I'll play the move. College football here, added board. Real quick, we're almost done with New Hampshire is taking steam here right now in their game today, this afternoon, against Monmouth. New Hampshire's at home. They were a pick'em. They're going to be favored by about 1.5, it looks like right now, as they're taking steam here against Monmouth. All right, couple more, gang. Here, let me bring up that Baylor, show that Baylor spread a little bit. Total is up, by the way, to 153.5. There you go. That's about the current line here right now with these two. Next up, Auburn and Houston. We've talked about this one so far and what's going on here, and we know the line now is much, much higher here. College football added board steam, FCS steam coming your way right now with Youngstown State, where maybe that's where Thomas went to the Youngstown game. They're taking on Southern Illinois, and the total is moving higher here right now. It was 55. It's now close to 56. Steam on the over. Youngstown State and Southern Illinois. I'm running out of voice here. Auburn and Houston, as we mentioned. Let me get one more for you. College football. We just talked about Monmouth and New Hampshire. With New Hampshire taking that steam, they're also steaming it over right now. 57, call it 58. Monmouth and New Hampshire steam to the over. All right. So what are we doing? Auburn and Houston, did we say what we were taking there? We've only talked about it ad nauseum about the situation with the Auburn Tigers here in this game and the fight on an airplane. If you missed the beginning of the show, they made the plane turn around after going for about an hour towards Houston here. The steam came in. Remember, the steam came in on Auburn, even though we didn't know what was going on. Here's a little bit of breaking news here right now with Georgia Tech today. Quarterback Haynes King will make the start today, it looks like. King averaging 224 yards per game this season. He's got 8 touchdowns and 1 interception in his action so far. He has been upgraded to probable in the game against Miami. Haynes King will be in there for Georgia Tech here today. All right. Auburn and Houston is at 9:30 Eastern and 6:30 Pacific time here in this one right now, and I can't do it. I mean, I think the distractions have got to be too much. I'm just going to take Houston and think this is a problem right now. Maybe it's just a hunch. It's a free play, but the line, like I said, is not 3. It is currently 5. 5, and the total here is down to 141 here with this game. So, all right. That one still probably needs more research. Davidson is taking steam in their FCS game right now. They were minus 6 or so, it feels like, for Davidson here. Davidson was going to be up here against Morehead State today, and Davidson is going to be probably a 7-point favorite or so, taking the steam right now against Morehead State. One more game in college basketball, and I'm out of here. Boise State taking on San Francisco in a late game tonight here. Also want to mention one note here, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see here. I'll see, make sure I got this right. Real quick, I want to make sure. Might be a breaking news. Actually, let me see here. Or I don't know. I'll make sure. I'm going to look at one thing here real quick. If not, the show's over, gang. Thanks for joining me back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 Pacific with more Morning Steam. Also, don't forget the show today, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific. The guys will be along with UFC coverage here from Las Vegas. UFC 100, as we have a main event with a minus $7 favorite. I think we're down to 10 fights, so the guys will entertain us for sure. I was rolling the other night listening to the guys on the Thursday night football game. So anyways, yeah, we do have a little bit. This is not breaking news necessarily, and I might even announce a move in this game, but North Dakota and Texas San Antonio basketball game, originally scheduled for 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, has been postponed to December 13th. I think they've had some treacherous weather down there. It might have actually been North Dakota getting out of town. It feels like here, and they probably couldn't make the game, if I'm not mistaken. Here, let's make sure I got this right. So if you have that game at 6:37 and 6:38 here, they'll be actually playing a home and home within 72 hours of that here of that game. So it is the weather in Dallas-Fort Worth that was treacherous here, preventing that from happening. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it very much. I'm going to send you out of here, I think, with one last pick in the Boise-San Francisco game. Have a great day. Please join me over at the Winnable app if you want more action from me here today. By the way, and let me see here. I am on the San Francisco Dons here. They took the steam. I don't think the line is 5 anymore. Yeah, I'm going to take San Francisco as a free play for sure. This is why we're going to start sending out a package overnight. Boise State's just a 1.5 point favorite right now. The total all the way down to 145. I've got to get you my best plays here overnight. We're going to start to send out some packages of the college basketball here overnight. Stay tuned if you're a subscriber of mine on the Winnable app. That's how that college basketball steam is going to be coming to you. Or I'm sorry, my college basketball packages. I already got my football up here for 20 minutes from now over at winnable.com. Please join me over there. Subscribe to the packages. Get it today for just $3.75. I'm going to send a bunch of plays out. There's already my UFC card up there. Also, my first 2 releases of the college football card. I think I got 11 plays up there right now. So join me over at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those packages. You get my plays for about 50 cents a day when you subscribe for a month at $20. And, well, I want to get more people signed up. It's kind of stagnant here. Got 75 of you here right now. Maybe many of you are signed up. We're going to start running a contest, actually, to get some more subscribers. I'm going to make you subscribe for at least one day, and then I'll tack on a month there. We'll run a contest on the slower days, I think. Just a fun thing where if you subscribe for like one day, I'll give you a month or something like that. I want to get more people signed up. So I feel like when I send my plays out, it's going to more than 120. I mean, it sounds like not a lot, but sounds like a lot, but could be more, right? So I want to get some more people signed up and send those good free plays out as well. All right, one more move for you. College football, Northwestern State here, taking some steam right now in their matchup here against, let me see. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's a late game. Northwestern State is a late game here tonight against Southeast Louisiana. We're getting starting to see these late lines. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. Northwestern State was a 29-point dog. They're now 28 or lower against SELA, Southeast Louisiana. Northwestern State might have taken our last move here on the show. Let me also give out here another move. Providence minus 25 points here just got moved. This is on the added board in college basketball. Providence today got steamed against Stonehill. They started as low as a 23-point favorite. Providence is now a 26-point favorite here against Stonehill. And that's it. I'm out of here. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Appreciate all of you. Please sign up with me if you want to get more plays from me over at the Winnable app here. A little bit of breaking news. Tyreek Hill downgraded here, I believe, or he's listed as probable right now in the game against the Rams. Sending out a notice here right now. All right, that's it. Got to go, everybody. Morning steam. Catch me tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. And don't forget, UFC coverage 2 at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific with Sub, with Jim, with Mike, with Jeff. Maybe Keith will be there. Maybe I'll even make an appearance here on the companion show today with the UFC. That's going to do it. Join me tomorrow. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to me ramble and be all over the place. Catch you tomorrow. More morning steam.
Escape from the team called the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.